Does anyone want to know where this photo is taken from? Will you need the street, city, country?
Okay.
I would guess Dizengoff.
No.
שדרות חד.
No.
Ben Yehuda.
No, getting closer. Yes, you said that.
הילה.
Yeah, you said that. Okay.
So recent research has shown that people prefer to consume their content with video, especially during this COVID era, and video content has grown significantly, as you can see. Consumers much prefer to buy products in their own language. So really, in summary, voiceover is essential for organizations looking to go global, truly. In our experience, localization companies can and should offer voiceover as the demand will grow over time. I don't necessarily see the trend of video being increased going away. I see them growing together, and then really what it's demanding is people are just demanding the flexibility of it. They want to be flexible in the sense of, maybe they want to listen to a piece of audio because they're busy, or maybe they have the time to sit down and actually watch the video content on their phone or on the web. So I don't see that, like I said, I don't see video going away, but I do see that the standalone audio increasing as time goes on.
What does Global Ready First mean to you? And I would love to start with Francesca, if you're ready to tell us, what do you think about it? What does it mean for you?
Being a global ready company or team for me means that our content strategy needs to be created in a way that it communicates effectively in each market. So it also means moving away from being a service team and moving into being a team that can design and develop a product experience in a way that removes barriers to international deployment. So in other words, it's creating global ready content. In order to create global ready content, you need to intervene on product, on platform, and on people before you translate and localize content. And we know that many companies struggle with global strategy because they cannot adapt well enough or fast enough because of an agility gap in either product or platform or people strategy.
Well, it should mean that you are ready to move into new markets with as little hassle as possible and without adding loads of people to support that growth, actually be lean and be ready for the growth whenever the right moment comes for the right market. We still have a lot really to learn in this, but it would come down to this. And of course, the company's mentality should be aware of all this. I think that's the key ingredient, and Francesca basically touched upon it. It should be part of the thinking and should be, if possible, as early designed as possible. Not always ideal, not always possible, of course.
We're in a constant state of launching. The way I think about it is, and I'm a product person by trade. I didn't come up originally through the localization and globalization space, but I try to think about it and how we guide the teams is we want the US and English to be just one of the countries and languages that we support. Not that we take that and just translate it to other countries and languages, because there's a lot of rework that has to happen. A lot of the past companies that I've worked in, sometimes localization or similar fields are treated as a transactional experience, and we really try to focus it as a core piece of the product experience. We embed very deeply with various teams so that even at the start of an idea, it's considered, because we don't want to have that inefficiency with just translating it from one core country or language to another. My favorite example is the term for watch list, which is a video watch list, right? You add content to your queue, was translated as a list of surveillance, like the government was watching you, which was very funny in the moment, except that we needed to fix it.
We support the whole company, so there is a centralized team, and all localization tasks or internationalization tasks come through us. But also, as Emir just mentioned, you can support these teams in so many different ways. Maybe we're hiring non-English speakers in a local market, and so you need interpretation services, and you need to recreate, on a doc, static website. just for the purpose of hiring these resources, or there might be so many opportunities, and usually we are on the front line.
How we generally structured is it's always with scalability in mind. So we work, as Francesca and Samir said, we work with everyone across the company, which is frankly my favorite part of the job, with so many different functions. I love getting to talk with folks around the world in different functions.
Where do you put your, so what you say is whatever can be automated gets automated, and then you put your energy into the human relation, right? Into all these strategy thinking or style or whatever empowers the human behind, right?
It basically comes down to using the best of both worlds, because there's only so much you can automate. You should not go too much, too far, or too little. So finding the right fit of these two things should actually be the winning combination.
Well, I just actually did an interview with Anna Schlegel yesterday, and of course she's now in a new role at a company called Procore. She's a VP now, and it was a very interesting interview because one of the things that she loves about this new position that she has is that she is sitting at the table with the C-suite, helping to build international strategy for the company. And of course, she can do this because she has all this experience under her belt, but it's been an evolution, and she just finds this very refreshing. And she was saying how important it is to, or how refreshing it is to work with a C-suite that is, that knows exactly what they want to do internationally. They have very specific goals, strategic goals, and they know that they want to bring her into the conversation. Not to basically explain to her what the company wants to do, but to get her input and to get her opinions and help get her to help them build that strategy. So I was just curious to hear from the three panelists, to what extent is your team involved, or are you in communication with the C-suite, and are you kind of being brought in at a high level to develop international strategy, like so that you know exactly what the business outcomes are that you are trying to achieve through globalization? Because globalization is just a means to an end. At the end of the day, it's there to serve the business goals of the company. And just curious to know how your relationship is with the C-suite, whether you're sort of at the table or not at all, or you're just getting the message down the stream kind of thing and executing, or is it an evolution?
Samir, you're raising the hand.
I think that somebody also asked about the vertical, where should localization sit, how it is with the products. There's a question here. I would say that what Catherine raised, is actually the best benefit of having localization-related things within the product, because we have really tight communication and sponsorship from the CPO, because this matters for the product. And the most important thing when we actually started working on this was to get him to understand, to mention the things that are pain to him in the language that he understands. So it's always the business value. So that was the trick to convert the localization, not from linguistic perfection, usability, and this thing that matters to the end user, but actually tied also to the business goal that that your department is working on.
And I agree 100% with Samir. If you translate what you do into a language that is understandable for the C-suite, then you're going to bring value. And because we have so much knowledge that is sitting with us, and it's such a very unique skill set, that definitely we have so much wisdom to share, but it needs to be translated into a language that is understandable for all of them.